Sport in Wales podcast.
Supported by DragonBet.
Your go-to for Welsh sports news and views.
Welcome back to Sport in Wales podcast with me, Alex Cuthbert. And yes, I'm in charge, so what possibly could go wrong? On today's Sport in Wales pod, we have an absolute legend of mine, mate of mine from back home, Joey Edwards, captain, Plymouth Argyle. How are you, mate?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me on. But no, I'm all good, thank you.
How's things down Plymouth? Obviously, you're playing a lot of games at the moment. Have you got, obviously, the game you're looking forward to now is Monday night, is it, against Burnley? Or Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday night at Burnley. We've got, so it's going to be a tough game. That they've come down from the Premier League. Got a new manager, Scott Parker. So they've signed some good players. So that's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a real test for us. But we're doing all right at the minute. We've started okay. We haven't probably had the results that we've hoped for, but performance-wise, in most of the games, apart from that first game of the season, we've been really competitive. So for us as a group, it's been a positive start. We just, like I said, we need to cut those performances into results. Yeah,
we'll get to the game where obviously it was absolutely a mental game and you scored the winner. We'll get to that later on. So how's things obviously moving from? You've obviously been at a fair amount of clubs obviously over the years, haven't you? You know, started. I was looking at your Wikipedia page, mate, and it's pretty impressive. You know, you start Aston Villa, 1998. So what would you have been? Eight years old were you at school?
8 years old, yeah. So I think it was seven or eight. I started this journey, as you like. So yeah. I was born in Gloucester, so I was always that way of the world, and Villa was the academy that sort of came into me first. So I was at Villa for probably, I think it was 3-4 years, but due to geographics and my parents, and it was quite a tough journey for them to keep doing 3 times a week with a game on a Saturday, so on a Sunday then. So I moved to Bristol City. And then, I spent all of my youth team days at Bristol City, and I think I ended up doing about, I think it was 10, 11 years at Bristol City, which I loved. I had a brilliant start to footy at there, and it sort of went on from there, really.
Because I was going to say, obviously, people don't realise that me and Joey actually went to the same school, didn't we, in Newent Community back a long time ago, and I actually used to be in the same team as Joey at school. Well, he was a year below, but we got him to play for our team because I think we were just better than your year, wasn't it? I think. And we were like, Joey,
it was.
You do the work, and we'd all run round.
Well, yeah, you had a big horse up front that we used to just kick it to. You used to run the end of it.
This is a time to tell everyone I'm really good, by the way.
No, you actually were. I'm not even just saying, you actually were not too bad, were you? But you used your strength, which was you running, which was up front. So we used to put it up front. But we went to Canada, didn't we? So that was the first time I joined the year above. We had like a sports tour to Canada.
Yeah, I remember that.
We played like football over there. I remember that was good fun, and that was where I sort of got into your age group, really. But no, we actually had quite a good team. We had some good players for our school team. And like I said, you were the big man up front that we used to just hit and run off, basically.
Like, that was probably the time where I realised, you know, when you're younger and you think you're sort of all right at football, and then I play with someone like Joey, and I'm like, I'm nowhere near good enough to play football. Like, you were always on another level. Even lower age, you were unbelievable. Talk us through some of the teams, obviously, you played for. You obviously were at Bristol City for so long. You obviously went to Yeovil, Colchester, Walsall. What's that ongoing joke about? Obviously, you were going to quite a few teams, weren't you? And obviously, you had a little bit of success, but what was the end?
So a lot of my early career didn't go well. We got relegated a couple of times, which is what you're trying to get at. I know what you're saying here.
How many? It is a bit of an ongoing joke, wasn't it?
So what it was, I went to, obviously, at Bristol City. I played a few times in the first team, but as a youth team player coming through, you're never quite probably given the chances that, say, like a lone player would get at my age. So I only played a handful of games for Bristol City, and then went out on loan to Yeovil and had a brilliant time at Yeovil. Signed permanent at Yeovil, and we actually got promoted to the Championship. So for Yeovil to be in the Championship was the highest they've ever been, highest they'll ever get to. We were one of the smallest clubs to probably get into the Championship, and then had a fantastic year there. Like the squad we had then was amazing. It's full of brilliant players who've gone on to have like brilliant careers now, played Premier League. But it was actually our first it was a lot of their first loans. So it'd be people like Shane Duffy, Luke Ayling, Ishmael Miller, John Lundstrom, all played in the Premier League and Europe and things like that. But for us at the time, they were very young. So we had an inexperienced squad. And then we actually got relegated from the Championship that year, which obviously was my first relegation, but it wasn't a bad one really, because we shouldn't have really been up there. We'd gotten promoted. We were, like I said, we had a small, tiny club in the southwest being promoted to Championship. So that one, I always don't look back on in any. Yeah, well, I count it, but I don't look back on any sort of like disappointment at that one, because it was what it was. That was the level we were at. But then on the back of that, we then got relegated again from League One, which was not what we wanted. So I had back to back, which was then frustrating, because I did have a brilliant time at Yeovil, but it just ended on a sour note, really.
So the squad you had, looking back now, was pretty unbelievable. If a lot of them are playing in the Prem, they're top players. So that was like, is that a club where obviously players go from loan? Is it?
I think that was the issue we had, because of a lot of the squad that we had in the Championship was loan players. Yeah. So when we obviously went down from the Championship, they all then went back to their parent clubs, and then you're left with a squad who probably wasn't quite good enough at the time either. So we then had to try and recruit again, and to recruit down to Yeovil is you either get a hit and a miss on a loan a lot of the time, because one, the money's not always there, and two, location's not ideal for players to come to. So that year after was just frustrating, because we shouldn't have gone down really. I mean, we just come on the Championship. We should have been able to have built a squad that was able to compete again, but no, that didn't happen. So I had the 2 out of 2 tags straight away, which wasn't great.
Is that when you played? Did you have the FA Cup game against United with them? Yeah,
so that was in that season actually. So we played in the FA Cup third round. We played Man United at Yeovil.
You were captain, weren't you, that day?
Yeah, so I was captain now against my manager now, which is
mad. I find that mad, really.
Which is a funny story. We actually in that game, we were laughing about it the other day. He tells me he remembers it, which I know for a fact he doesn't have a clue. He can't remember that game.
Of course not.
But we had a little. I've got a video. I think I fell down Fletcher, I think it is, and then the gaffer now, Rooney, comes in and absolutely takes me out, like scissors me, like 100%. If you look back now, a little VAR back then, it would have been a straight red. I always say to him, but he's laughing his head off, thinks it was a good tackle. So we've had a laugh about that. But it was a good game. It was amazing. We lost 2-0, but really late on. I think Herrera and Di Maria scored late on, so we gave a good account of ourselves. But that was the only highlight that year, I think. Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. You'd probably just have to get him back in training now. Does he join in with you boys down Plymouth, or?
He does. Yeah, he joins in probably more than he should. He still loves it. Every example he wants us to do, he'll do it himself. So he'll
just show you.
Yeah, so like obviously the different ways of coaching, and as you go, we're on a badge at the moment, and there's like you can show them, you can tell them, you can ask them to do it. He literally gets the ball and says, "Look, I want you to put a ball in there," and he'll just cross the ball exactly where did it this afternoon, just exactly where it needs to be. And you just look at you think, "Oh, it's not as easy as that." Do you know what I mean? So
he makes,
but he does. He gets involved. But the problem he's got now, every time he gets involved, he pulls a muscle, so he can't actually. He doesn't. Yeah, he does it. He's done it a few times already this season.
What's your relationship with him? Obviously, you're still captain at Plymouth, aren't you? So I guess you two get on really well.
Yeah, I've been really lucky actually. So when he first signed, he gave me a call over the summer, and he sort of just rang me to say, "Look, introduce himself and say, you're the captain here. I wanted to ring you first." He said, "I want you to be a part of what I'm going to do. I'll need you to help me." He said, "You'll know the club better than I will." I thought it was a really good thing for him to do. There was talk at the time of my future and what was going on, but he just said, "Look, I want you here to be a part of what I want to do." And I said I can help him, and since then it's gone on to even better, which has been great. So we get on really well at the minute, and it's been a good start.
You obviously get on very well with him because you've obviously just signed a new contract, haven't you, till 2026, is it?
Yeah, 26. So
that's pretty cool.
It's good. I'm over the moon. Like
you were about 40 then, weren't you?
Hey,
you've been nearly 40 then.
Well, there's a photo going around. I don't know if you've seen it of me at 2056 with a big grey beard. So a few of the boys here can't believe I'm getting a new deal still. But
it's that Devon side, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. these pasties down here, they're lovely. I started the season okay, so we had a chat, and he was like, "What's your plans going forward?" I said, "Look, I want to be here. I want to be part of this club for as long as I can be." And I said, at the minute, I'm still wanting to play and do that side of things. I know there's talk of coaching and things like that, but I said to him, if I'm being honest, I still want to play and be that side of things. So credit to him, and like I said, I'm thankful to him. He sort of went to the board and the club and wanted me to stay here and got it sorted. And yeah, in the last couple of weeks, it's been very easy to sort. I mean, it wasn't a difficult decision either side.
Yeah, because they can drag on, can't they?
Yeah, some of them can, but I think at my age now, I'm not asking for too much. Just another year to be here and involved with it all. So
I'm sure it's all right, mate. You're playing in the champ, aren't you? Under Wayne Rooney. I'm sure he adds a bit to the pocket, doesn't he? The win bonuses and stuff.
I know, only one once, so we need a few more. That's the problem.
Have you had any like clean off contracts, in terms of like your win bonuses and goal bonuses, or is that usually for strikers, or
no? Yes, you get. In general, you'll get as captain now, I'll sort the win bonuses at the start of the season, and they're a general. Everyone gets the same. Everyone signs the same win bonus sheet. So you'll have a win draw.
They do it at the start of the season, so you're the main man to sort that.
So I have to go and have the awkward conversation and say, we want this much. They'll say, no way. And we get to a roundabout way.
Right, okay,
so the club are really good. Don't get me wrong. They're fantastically run, really secure, great owners. And they stick to a budget a lot of the time. So, I said there won't be much scope we won't be on the win bonuses that a lot of the boys in the championship are getting.
Right.
But like I said, they do as best as they can for us, and we'll try and work out where we're at with everything. So each summer I'll go in and try and negotiate a little bit more.
Yeah. You obviously got to chuck in run really high, and they obviously just come back.
Yeah, exactly. They'll always throw in, oh no, we can't change in this, but they're really good. And like I said, sometimes there's different ones where you'll have first 5 games or a bit more, last 5 games and things like that. But as a whole, the club do a bonus sheet, and then all the players sign the win bonus and draw bonus, and then they'll have individual bonuses like goals and assists and clean sheets and things like that.
Jeez, I would have loved to have that in rugby. But then thinking back when I was at Cardiff, I reckon 1 year we didn't win a game, so we'd have been struggling on the bonuses.
Is there no win bonuses in rugby?
No, when I was younger, we used to get playing. So I just had to be in the 23. Okay. So my first 2 years when I was at Cardiff, I just had to play every game, because that was just paying for my rent and my food, because I was on no money a year. I was on like 10 grand a year. And then my second year, I ended up getting the Wales team, and I was on like 10 grand academy contract. And then we went and won the Grand Slam, and we won massive bonuses. But obviously I was getting taxed at like no percent. So when I got the money put in the account, and it was like 6 figures, it was a good amount. I went to my account, I had to get an accountant then, who's like, mate, you owe this much tax, because obviously they didn't tax me any money. So it was brutal. I had a horrible tax bill for like 2-3 years just paying back the Grand Slam win. But I was just interested to see how you're the man in charge of that. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. I quite like that side of things as well, and being able to organise things like that is quite good. Yeah.
I want to talk to you about, obviously, living down in Plymouth. You've become, so me and you, I was down there when I was at obviously Exeter Chiefs, didn't we? And we used to catch up now and then. Your golf is a lot better than mine, I'd say that.
Not sure about that.
We've noticed you've been good mates with Henry Slade down there, have you?
Yeah, so like I said, when you came down, actually, it was the worst timing, because I think it was COVID, wasn't it, when I came down and you were at Exeter?
2018 I moved to Exeter, so I had a year and a bit.
I remember that you moved there the night when I came down. That first year was okay, and then that was when the COVID stuff started. So I said we couldn't do a lot together, because like I said, it was all shut off. And it
was frustrating, wasn't it? Yeah.
So that was obviously only got a few games of golfing, but no, yeah. So down here is brilliant. I love living down here. It's amazing. And like I said, the rugby guys at Exeter as well. I've sort of got to know a couple of them, and Henry now. I think he started from a gymnastics class from the kids.
Yeah. So 2 little girls, isn't he?
Yeah, so they all went to the same class as my 2, and then we go from there. And obviously Henry's a big Plymouth fan, so that helped my side of things. To speak to him, start speaking to him.
The question I have, because everyone asked it at Exeter Chiefs, is how was Slady's breath?
Do you know what? Do you know what? I went on so I went and watched him last game of the season last year.
Yeah.
I think they played. Is it Quins? I think they played Quins, and then
Sandy Park. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think they played Harlequins. We went and they were going out, so we were going out with them afterwards. So then a few of the Chief boys come out, and that's all they kept saying.
Oh, he's
and
brutal. He gets
and
hammered.
Honestly, I didn't have a problem. I think it's fine. Listen, I've not experienced it, so from me, I can't say anything. But that was a lot of what the boys were saying. I was having a laugh, to be fair. But he's a top man, and like I said, we've done a few more bits together. He come down to watch our game start of this season because he was injured with his shoulder, I think. So. It's good to pick each other's brains about different sports, which I think is brilliant. Obviously, he had an unbelievable year last season, and being close to the Chiefs and that, I managed to follow that quite a bit. And he came down and met the gaffer down here, which he was very pleased about.
I bet he loved that. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, he come into the manager's office after the game, so he was.
Oh my God, he does that in Exeter. He's always in the coach's office. I wonder why he's always offered the contracts that he's on and so forth. Yeah, he's the only man I know where he'd get man of the match and stand up in front of the boys and everyone would boo him. Literally, he gets absolutely hammered.
Does he get some stick then?
Yeah, he does. But he's such a top. He takes it well. He's he's a good bloke, and he had a hell of a year, and obviously really big year this year with the Lions tour, isn't it? I think I really do think he missed out a couple of years ago.
So I actually, it's funny story, not funny story for him, but I actually met him the day after he got left out of the England squad.
Oh, for the World Cup.
And he was gutted. And I didn't know, and then obviously he went on off the back of that, which probably, like I said, shows the person he is to go on, have the season he did. And now he's back in the frame and the main man again, which is good to see.
Yeah, he's. I hope he gets another good solid year. I know he's got his shoulder sorted out. Big year for him. It's a good carrot at the end of the season for him. Then, let's go back to that Sunderland win then that you had, and obviously yourself scoring that winner. Like, what was the atmosphere like in that? It looked unbelievable at the game. Yeah,
I don't know. Did you ever come down to a game at Home Park or not? I can't remember if you did.
When I was there, they were renovating it, weren't they? I think they were redoing the stadium. They just done it, yeah. So I haven't been down there properly yet.
It's brilliant here. It's listen, we're a million miles from everything, so you're on your own, and it's a great place to play football. And fortunately for me, in the 5-6 years I've been here, we've had a lot of success. We've had 2 promotions, and it's sort of grown over that time. So when I first came, like you said, the stand wasn't built, but now we've got a new stand. We're sold out every home game now for the last 2 years, which has been amazing. So these home games for us have been huge, and they're a massive reason why we've had success, because our home form's been incredible. So the atmosphere that we're creating at Home Park's been amazing. And like I said, last Saturday was like you said a proper game, which showed the atmosphere can help massively, because the first half wasn't great. We probably weren't as good as we could have been. They were 1-0 up, but they stuck with us, and like I said, we managed to go 2-1 in front, which was amazing. And like I said, the place was rocking. And then later on, I think it was the 85th minute or something, 88th minute, they equalised, which would have been a real sucker punch, because we hadn't had a win yet, and it was probably our best performance, and we'd probably gone on to deserve to win. So conceding that late on was tough, but yeah, there was I think our centre half had a shot, I think in the 93rd minute, and I followed it in and scored in front of the Devonport end, which is our main end. And I was saying the other day in an interview, you can't replicate that feeling. You'll know more than me the tries you've scored in big occasions. This is only a game in the Championship, but the international level, things like that, you'll know that the scoring in those moments, like a last minute goal or a big try. You know what I mean? You've done this. I don't think you can replicate that feeling of euphoria. You know what I mean? Scoring that in front of your home fans. So no, it was amazing, and to win the game 3-2 against them, who were actually top of the league at the time. So it was a massive win for us.
What's Plymouth's ambition then? Are they obviously happy to win the champ, or are they slowly building to go for it?
So they've got
obviously it's a tough ask where you are, isn't it? But
yeah, they've got a long-term plan, which I think now in the Championship is to progress to the next level, which obviously is the Premier League, but that's not in the initial next couple of years, I don't think. Like I said, we only came up last year, and that's the first time in God knows how many years I think that we've been in the Championship. I can't remember the number now. So I think we need to sort of establish ourselves as a Championship team. Last season was extremely tough, but we managed to stay up. which is amazing for us because it can continue our journey in the Championship. And like I said, now we're in a position where we've got a new manager in charge, an exciting team, and I think the next stage is to start creeping up the league and finish in a stronger position. But like I said, maintain our status is still the main goal for us.
Yeah, I bet. I just want to ask one thing. Does Rooney organise the socials for you boys, or?
Well, he's had, I think he's had a couple socials on his own at the moment, which I'm sure people have seen online. But the one thing I say about him, he's honestly the most down to earth fellow I've met. The first day he come in, I know it sounds silly, I don't know how it works with rugby, but when you have your breakfast, it used to be sort of players would sit there and coaches would sit.
Yeah,
maybe
in another room or something. Yeah,
their own stuff or different room, whatever that. And first day he come in, he sort of made it so we're all sat together. He'd just come and sit on the boys' table and just have a chat, and it wouldn't be about football. A lot of the time, it probably was anything other than football. It'd just be what we've been up to, or the summer, or whatever. So straight away, he made the group really close, players and staff together, which I think is important. And then we went away to Marbella for 10 days pre-season, and we had. I think he allowed us a night or two out over there, which was great, and I think it's really made the squad what we are at the minute. We're very close, and I think he's a big part of that because I think he realises how important the social side of things can be as well as the playing side. And he always says to us, "Look, I'll give you the days off. I'll give you time and space for your family and friends as long as he wants training to be 100% all the time." So he said, once we're working. But on the other side of that, he's great with organising the other side of it as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, which is always, that's what you need, isn't it, in a squad like that? Especially, obviously, you probably, I know last year you just about stayed up, didn't you, in terms of in the league? This year is probably going to be sort of similar, isn't it, really? Those home games and keeping you boys close together is going to be massive, isn't it, I think?
It is, yeah, and I think that's where we're at this league. We're getting some big sides, some really sort of big historic clubs who are probably more known to be in the Premier League than the Championship. So we know we're competing against a lot more money, bigger squads and things like that. So we need that togetherness that we've got here. And like I said, our home form is a part of that with the crowd, and the fans that we have down here are incredible. So I think him coming in and creating that environment of everyone being together is fantastic, and it's something that we're hoping to build on now.
Yeah, I bet. Right, I have a few questions from the listeners. One is, when are you going to join Bristol Rovers? From Matt Taylor.
Did he write that?
No,
that was the end of last season. I don't know if you've seen, it was a little difference of opinion with the manager that came in and myself, and it looked potentially at one point that my time at Plymouth Argyle might have been over.
Yeah.
But like I said, my only focus was always to be here and be a part of this. And like I said, when the new manager came in here, it was a no-brainer for me to stay and be a part of what he wanted to achieve and build here. So no, sorry, Matt. I'm at Argyle now.
I'll let him know. I saw him the other week and he was like, yeah, we really wanted Joey. He would have been perfect for us. I was like, well, I think he's loving life down Plymouth, mate. So
I know, you're
going to have to offer him a good contract.
No, exactly. No, this is my club, and I couldn't leave it here, definitely not.
Yeah, I felt like your agent. I was trying to get some real good figures out for him. I want to ask you, who's been one of your favourite players you played with over the years? You know, any players that stand out that have been top players, Premiership, European Cup, sort of things like that? Anyone you played with?
Playing with, so like I said, I mentioned that team in the Championship with Yeovil. We had some really, really good players then, and the guy that I got on really well, still mates with now, Luke Ayling, he went on to then, I think he did fantastic in the Premier League with Leeds. And maybe at the time you weren't sure how good he'd get to, but I think he went in and did a brilliant job. And
played for England or not? Did he get?
He hasn't got. There was talk for him for a bit, but he didn't get it. But now I think we got a lad here, Morgan Whittaker, now who's got potential to go again. The goals he scored for us last year were invaluable. I think he got 20 goals in the Championship, and I said we only just stayed up, so to get that amount of goals was amazing, and team of the year and things like that. So he's got that next level in him.
United could do with him then.
I know, but it's someone who can score goals is what you need. I think
that's what they need, isn't it?
I'd say Morgan over Anthony any day of the week. So and obviously there's I think keeper here who's just gone for Sheffield United, Mike Cooper. I think he'll play for England one day, so he'll be one to look out for. I think because he's top draw as a keeper. Yeah, but yeah, listen, I played with some brilliant players over my time. But like I said, the ones that you become friends with, you tend to just play more and things like that. So there's been many over the years.
Another one here. It says it was just pretty simple. A favourite story within football. Well, favourite story within your football career, really. So, like your favourite moment.
Playing wise.
Playing, obviously, it's good having your kids at the game, isn't it? That's one of my favourite ones. But
I think the first time they come and they see that you see them in the crowd is obviously something special in terms of seeing them there. And actually, they were there for the Sunderland game the other day.
Do you see them in the crowd? Do you know where they are?
Yeah, and sometimes they're in. Well, a lot of the time, my kids are inside playing. They've given up.
Yeah, they give up, don't they, after about half an hour?
Luckily, my wife had brought them back out towards the end of the game, and I scored. And I looked up, and obviously they were there, going crazy. You know what I mean? Which is an unbelievable feeling. But I think, like I said, the goal I scored last year for Hull, against Hull, to keep us up, would probably be up there as one of the best moments I've had individually.
Was that last game of the season, was it?
Yeah, last game of the season. We didn't know at the time, but everyone won around us, so we had to win. The only result was a win to stay up. And every other team won. Birmingham won. I think it's QPR won. Blackburn won. Everyone won. So and we won the game 1-0, and I scored the goal, which was nice. So that as a personal moment would probably be the thing I'll look back on as my highlight, I reckon. But I've had a few the promotions I've had now. I think I've had 3 promotions now, and the one at Wembley with the Oval was amazing. So
where'd you go after these? Where'd you go after the wins? You love Vegas, don't you?
Yeah. So the annoying thing about the Plymouth one in League Two, it was locked down, so we actually didn't even have a promotion party. We had one when we come back in just as a group. That was a bit of a letdown. The Oval one, we actually didn't go anywhere. It was the Oval through and through. We were actually in the Oval for the night after we went to Wembley on the way back.
They're tight as hell, are they?
Well, no, it's just they haven't got the money to produce anything. But thankfully, I got promoted a couple of years ago with Argyle again up to the Championship, and they took us to Vegas. So we went to Vegas. When was that? 2 summers ago now. And it was brilliant. Like I said, it was.
Some good stories that you probably can't say.
Yeah, good stories for another time for me and you, mate. But that was that was good. The club, like I said, the club helped us with that, and I think things like that are amazing. And you get a few of them in football, and you got to make the most of them, I think. Yeah,
definitely. We've had our fair share in rugby. To be fair, we get a good 5-6 weeks off, and you got to let your hair down, don't you?
Where did you go anywhere when you see with the Wales and the Lions lot?
Went 2012. We won the Grand Slam. Obviously, I was still in uni, really, with my mates. We somehow jumped on the plane to Vegas for 3 days, which was pretty mental. Yeah, went with Mike Phillips, Lee Halfpenny. We got invited on to like Catherine Jenkins's birthday bash. It was mental. Yeah, that's when I met like Calvin Harris and people like that. It was clean off.
We don't get that, mate. That's just for you.
I think that was more luck than anything. 2013, after the Lions tour, which was just an unbelievable year because we won the championship. Obviously won the Lions tour. We flew from Australia to Vegas for a couple of days. San Diego, we did all that. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. But I went back a couple of years ago, but I haven't really won too many trophies since then. So it's just trying to fit. That's usually a good excuse, isn't it? You win a trophy, let's go to Vegas.
Couple of years when you were just literally on top of everything, and that's when you made the most.
Literally. Exeter, to be fair, we won the double. But it was COVID. There was no one. We were supposed to have a bus parade. We had a big trip. That we organised at the start of the season in case we did win. So we did. It was gutting, yeah. So
I remember hearing a few stories about you in Australia and the Lions, so I know you had a good time.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good 8 weeks, Joe. We will stop you there. Right, let's get on to some Welsh football. Obviously, Cardiff City, no manager. Do you know who's going to be in charge? Who do you think?
I don't know. The only thing that's happened recently is 2 of my ex-managers are available. So I don't know whether they'll be of any interest, but Ryan Lowe and Stephen Schumacher have both two top managers.
I think Sparky, is it Mark Hughes? I think he's favourite at the moment on Dragon Bet.
He's still at Bradford, I think. Oh no, he's not anymore. Is he free now?
I'm not sure. I think.
So they've had a tough start to the season. So it'll be interesting to see who they go for. I think they've got some good players. I think you've had him on the show. I'm not sure. I know Joe Rule's there. We played together at Yeovil. So.
Obviously, Aaron is injured, which is not ideal, is it? And
no, yes, they've got some good players there. So yeah, they just haven't had the right start. But no, it'll be interesting who goes in. Like I said, the two guys I mentioned then there.
Yeah,
two managers which would be good fits, and you never know.
Yeah, well, we will see, and you can actually bet on that on Dragon Bet, who is obviously one of our sponsors for the podcast. So thank you very much for them. They have some great odds online at the moment. They have 40-1 for all Welsh teams to win. So that is Cardiff v Millwall, Wrexham, Stevenage, Newport County v Salford, and Swansea v Sheffield United. So would you fancy the chances, or?
So Wrexham, they're flying at the minute.
They are literally flying, aren't they? Unbelievable.
Got a few mates there, and they're loving life at the minute. They've had some good Vegas trips, by the way. Theirs is different with their owners. They, I don't think they even buy a drink the whole time they're out there. So they're doing well at the moment. So I fancy them. It was Cardiff, Millwall.
Yeah, Cardiff, Millwall are struggling.
Millwall both again. They haven't started great, so that'd be a good chance for Cardiff. Swansea, who did you say? Swansea got Sheffield United.
Yes, away. Sheffield United away. Yeah.
That could be a tough one, but listen, you never know. They had a good result against Coventry last weekend, so no, it's not bad, but that's not bad to be fair.
And then Newport Salford, so that'd be quite a tough one as well, wouldn't it? I think.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah.
So on Dragon Bet, that's 40-1 for all those bets. Plymouth, you obviously got Burnley. Obviously come down from the Prem, that'd be a tough game away, wouldn't it? Long trip up there, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I think we're fortunate. We're flying up on the Monday, and so we're going to fly up, and then we've got the game, which will be tough. And I think, like I said, I don't think a lot of people expect anything from us to get anything from the game, which benefits us. I think we don't mind that. And like I said, we're playing some good stuff at the minute, so hopefully we can give them a good test. And like I said, they have a slight off day, and we can catch them there, and like I said, get a good result, I think. Yeah,
well, mate, all the best. I just want to thank you very much for coming on the pod. It's been awesome. Some good stories from. Obviously, your days, you've been playing a long time. A bit like myself, really, but a bit long on the tooth than we are.
By the way, how are you getting on? Where you at?
Yeah, good. I'm fit. I'm firing, sort of thing. I'm just waiting for a nice contract, as you say, to come on the table to take me away to somewhere in south of France.
Maybe you change over to football again. You come over and do a bit in January.
Do you need a striker? I can sort you out.
We need some goals. We need some more goals, so we need you to bring you in for that.
I can bully some defenders up there. Well, I'll take you to that. I'd love to come down anyway and definitely get the atmosphere. Yeah, top man, mate. Appreciate that. All the best. Good luck the rest of the season.
Cheers, pal.
Thanks for tuning in to Sport in Wales podcast. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on all socials for all things Sport in Wales.
Sport in Wales podcast.
Supported by Dragon Bet.
Your go-to for Welsh sports news and views.